welcome back to part 4 of our deep dive into Batman Begins. And I'm actually not sure what constitutes a deep dive. Every now and then, some of these content creators would be like, oh, we're going to do a deep dive into this movie, and then the entire video is just like 10 minutes long. That's not deep. I think this is just a middling, like, we just dived in a little bit, but we're coming up to the surface. It's not that deep. I have not said half the things I've wanted to say about Batman Begins yet. Nor will I. I'm just kind of scratching. No, this is more than the surface, but it's not really deep. It's like just beneath the surface. This is not a deep dive, but we are diving, and this is Batman Begins part 3. Part 4. Part 4. Oh my goodness. And we start right off with Rachel being loose-lipped with information for, well, at least she's giving it to Bruce, but I'm sure she would have given it to Batman as well, because everyone gives information to Batman. And Ritker is still not convincing me that he is an actual bad guy. He's literally concerned, like really concerned about losing the device that can poison an entire city. Like, he has realized that it can do that and is trying to find where it went. And he's not just worried about having lost the thing, but about what that thing could do in the wrong hands. And yes, he does fire old man Morgan Freeman, but that is just assholery. It's not evil. He's not a bad guy. He's just a guy. At this point, I have to ask why Scarecrow drugged Rachel. She literally said that everything is set in motion to test if Falcone is crazy or not. Like, drugging her would make no difference at this point. Like, yeah, she's the one that is pushing for Falcone to be drugged, but all the paperwork, everything's been done. It's gonna happen, whether she is drugged or not. Also, I'm noticing Batman isn't really trying to protect her. You know, his best friend, his childhood sweetheart. No, he isn't trying to protect her. I mean, and he's known for days that she is in danger. She hasn't long. Like, no, that's not how the human mind works. You cannot put a timer on someone's psyche, on someone's brain breaking. And besides, apparently Bruce slept it off. But then again, Bruce is immortal, so he could fight off. He probably didn't even need the antitoxin that old man Morgan Freeman made. So, yeah, well, poor Rachel. And yeah, it's confirmed. The Scarecrow works for Ra's al Ghul. Just to reiterate, that means that Raz has had control of the people who controlled Falcone. But Raz will expose later on that they are cleaning up Gotham because of people like Falcone. You know, the Falcone he had already had the power over. Like, if you are already controlling something, then you don't need to have plans to clean them up. Okay, cool. Backup bats. And yeah, I like the backup bats. It's cool. I like that he called them. This at least makes more sense than Ant-Man and his army of ants, which is incidentally also one of the reasons why I don't watch superhero movies anymore. I just really feel like this movie doesn't contain enough with guano, but that's just me and my attention to detail. And yeah, please let our two criminal crazies, like, please. At least you'll save Rachel, finally. And why destroy the cop car? And how does he know the two cops inside are okay after he drove over them? And I would like you to note, still no seatbelts. And Rachel seems pretty with it for someone who was out of her mind only seconds ago. Trust me. Yeah, but she's still not wearing a seat belt. And you're doing a high-speed chase on the highway. And, I don't care what the Batmobile is made of. This thing should be scratched to Kingdom Come. And, it sure fucks up city infrastructure, doesn't it? And how many cops died during this chase? Also, how did he know he was spotted? Like, the cop is like I haven't seen him, and then he spots Batman, and then Batman turns on his lights and starts going again. Like, how does he know? Anyway, some expedient delivery right there. And one for Gordon to inoculate himself, one for mass production. Brother, how dumb are you? Go to Wayne Enterprises, Wayne Industries, go to your company. Get the recipe for these antitoxins from Old Man Morgan Freeman and mass produce it at a Wayne Enterprises facility. One, how will Gordon have the power to get this into mass production? Two, what makes Batman think that Gordon will inoculate himself and not his wife and kids? Like, did Christopher not watch what was it? Chris Carter's Millennium? And three, this is just a vial of liquid. Before it can be mass produced, someone will first have to figure out what the hell is in that vial. Also, you gotta love how Rachel didn't even protest being given a sedative that will knock her out. Like, oh, you're gonna give me a sedative that will knock me out? Fine. Which makes this such a very cheap emotional moment. Like, it's the music and everything you're supposed to care. I don't. If you care, you've been manipulated. I'm still rolling my eyes. I'll roll them so hard now. It's your father's name. Yeah, so go out and behave like a fool playboy. That's basically what Alfred told Bruce here. Like, Bruce said he's not gonna do the party. And Alfred's like, it's your father's name too. But the whole thing is that Bruce should be acting like a fool playboy. Anyway, I suppose Rachel didn't make it to the party in some way, even though she has to be carried out by Alfred. I would have so many complaints about being sedated by a random dude in a mask. Anyway, someone finally tells Bruce about the water boiling device, you know, the lost microwave thing. I'm just thinking here that it would probably boil people too. We are, after all, mostly water, and in this movie, assholery, like water and assholery. But the thing only needs the water to boil people. Like, that's a people boiling device. I warned you about compassion. Yeah, fair. Then watch Gotham tear itself apart through fear. Like, isn't that how we've been shown? That isn't how we've been shown the poison works. Like, he says we're going to poison the people and then they'll tear themselves apart. But thus far, the toxin has only been incapacitating people. And it hasn't been turning them violent. It's been turning them inwards with fear. And two, Gotham has already pretty much been tearing itself apart. Isn't that like the entire complaint against the city? And three, you know what? A nuke would have been so much more efficient. Like, a nuke would have just leveled the city, gotten it out of everyone's hair. Like, Raz's plan is shit. Straight up shit. Um, Raz also says they have infiltrated every level of infrastructure. So why not change the city from within? And if they are in every level of infrastructure, then aren't they responsible for Gotham's problems at this point? Like, if you have control of every part of the infrastructure, then the problems are your fault. That's just it. You, you're at fault. Anyway, 10 out of 10 for Nick of Time Alfred is the plot convenient Alfred. Why do we fall, Master Bruce? Cool, cool. But Bruce is also bloody bleeding from his torso. He just had a burning log fall onto him. Why do you think he should go out to fight? He's not picking himself up right now. He should be going to hospital. He has a hole in his stomach. He's bleeding. He's had a log on his face, a burning log on his face. How in all the chaos did Rachel find Gordon? And it just occurred to me that as I was doing this, that apparently Scarecrow never bothered to inoculate himself against the toxin. Like, that seems like a terrible lack of foresight. He also doesn't seem as agitated as he should be under the influence of the toxin. I mean, he's obviously crazy, but he's not afraid, which is the only thing we've seen this toxin do, making people afraid. And how did Batman find Gordon? Also, if he was going to seek Gordon out anyway, why send Rachel in? Third, if he had already told old man Morgan Freeman, which he had, to go replicate some more antitoxin, why even send Rachel into the chaos in the first place? Unless, of course, she needs to be in danger so that Batman can save her again and be cool. Yeah. Saving her from the position he put her in. He's just, yeah, this is just dumb. And I have to wonder, were the inmates inoculated against the panic-inducing, fear-inducing toxin? Because I really need to repeat this. This isn't a violence-inducing toxin, but a fear-inducing toxin. Regardless of how badass these men are, even they would be susceptible to be chemically caused. They should be susceptible to the chemically created fear in the toxin. Even if you're bad, even bad guys have fears. This toxin creates fears in people. They should be incapacitated with fear at this moment, like the rest of the people. How did Batman find Rachel and the kid in the nick of time? Which, talking about this kid, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but apparently it's the kid from Game of Thrones who isn't a kid anymore, but it's the kid from Game of Thrones. It's not what I am underneath. Dude, that wasn't subtle at all. He could have literally just told her, "Hi, Rachel, it's me, Bruce." And he would have saved time and he would have saved everyone's problems. Repeating back the words she said to him in a dramatic voice doesn't do anything except be dramatic dialogue. Like, if this was supposed to be subtle or cool, like, imagine that someone had spoken to Batman and accused him of something, like the bad guy told him, like, "You're underneath, we're the same," and Rachel, and then Batman tells this bad guy, like, it's not it's not who I am underneath, it's what I do. And Rachel overhears this without Batman knowing that she's overhearing it, that would have been cool. That would have been worth it. But now it's just like, oh, it's me, Bruce. No. In fact, this is actually kind of bitchy. Like, it's more like, look, Rachel, you told me that what I do is the only thing that counts. Well, is this enough? Is it? Is it? Deep breaths. Also, I should stop it with the Batman voice. Anyway, I really love the look of these rebreathers. It does make for a nice look. I don't know if this is comic accurate. However, apparently Raz wasn't inoculated against the toxin either. Like, old man Morgan Freeman was able to create an antitoxin in like a day and a half. Why wasn't Raz and his ninjas antitoxined? Okay. I suppose a nuke would have martyred Gotham. And making them kill one another might then seem like it was the inevitable end of a terrible city. So they are not martyrs, they're like bad guys. However, I do think a massive dose of, some other drug, like the one made from little flowers, could have been, introduced to the city's water supply. I mean, that drug seems to be pretty readily available in America and probably much cheaper than making a toxin from a little flower that only grows sparsely on the slopes of a single mountain range in China. I mean, maybe the other flower, the red flower drug would have been better. Yeah, I'm doing that because I'm not monetized, but I don't want to be kicked off of YouTube even before I had the chance to give this a good shot. Also, it occurs to me that I keep on saying that this flower and the monastery is in China, but they do go out of their way not to name the country. I've just been assuming China. I'm not trying to be mean towards anyone. Like, I just kind of thought, like, sorry, whatever. Okay. We have come back to this thing. Even while fighting Raz's people, Bruce still isn't using a sword. What a wasted skill and early moving montage. In fact, even while fighting Raz, Bats isn't using a sword. Also, I would like to point out that there are so many cutscenes in this fight that it was nigh on impossible to get any good shot. I could have dumped the entire clip into the movie creator app or program I use that can go frame by frame, but you know what? It's not worth it. He's not using a sword. Just know that. And apropos to nothing on screen at this point, I'm thinking that Bruce said earlier that there are some good people in Gotham and that he wants to save them. But we are seriously lacking some context for that remark. Maybe he wants... Oh, come on, just go. Maybe Bruce Batman, I don't know. Maybe he wants to save Gotham. But we have not seen him getting to know the people of Gotham at all. Like, he went away, he's such an outsider. That's part of it. This Bruce is an outsider. Batman, the real Batman, he's part of Gotham. He's an integral part of Gotham. But this guy, he just came in and decided to be something. There's no emotional connection, and we weren't shown any emotional connection between him and the people of the city. He could have just as well taken Alfred, Gordon, Gordon's family, and Rachel and left. I mean, everyone else he's encountered thus far has been not so good people. I recently rewatched Dave, a 1993 rom-com, and I love it. But pertinent to my thoughts at this point is that there is a plot point of how Dave, who is pretending to be the president of the United States, but at first it was just a superficial kind of thing, and he didn't care about what happened, including some kind of work spill he had no knowledge about. Like, there was nothing for him. He didn't know anything about the work spill. I don't know what a work spill is, but anyway. And then we are shown how Dave goes out with the First Lady, and they go visit a homeless shelter. And this homeless shelter has kids. And not only that, but there's this extra moment where the movie shows us how Dave interacts with a little kid. So when he learns just after that the money to keep the shelter open for those kids has disappeared, we know that he is thinking of that little boy. We are thinking of that little boy. Both he and us were given personal stakes. We also know why it's important for that work spill to happen. We are also invested in what happens to this little boy. It is the red coat. It is the single shoe in the war. It is that concept that the bigger the stakes, the smaller you write, the smaller you go. Nobody can care for 1,000 people, but we can care for one person. Anyway, we have once more come to the, at this point, 22-minute mark, and I'll see you soon for the last part.